Ever feel so lost in an activity that time just melts away? 1 minute it's noon, the next the sun is setting, and you haven't even noticed. This isn't magic, it's a powerful state of mind called flow. Today we're diving deep into the neuroscience of flow state to understand why time seems to disappear when you're completely absorbed. Let's unlock this mental superpower together. So what exactly is flow? It's that sweet spot of peak performance and immersion, where you're so involved in an activity that nothing else seems to matter. Think of a musician lost in a solo, a programmer deep in code, or an athlete in the zone. They're all experiencing flow. The concept was popularized by psychologist Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi, who described it as an optimal experience. It's when your skills are perfectly matched to the challenge at hand. Not too easy to be boring, not too hard to be frustrating. This balance creates a deeply satisfying and engaging experience. During flow, your sense of self seems to vanish. You're not thinking about your to-do list, your worries, or even who you are. You and the activity become one, and with this, your perception of time becomes distorted. Hours can feel like minutes. This is the vanishing act of time that makes flow so intriguing. But what's happening inside our brains to create this incredible state? Let's put on our lab coats and explore the neural mechanisms. It all starts with a concept called transient hypofrontality. Big word, simple idea. Transient means temporary, hypo means less, and frontality refers to the prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain right behind your forehead. The prefrontal cortex is your brain's CEO. It handles decision-making, self-awareness, and planning for the future. It's the part of you that worries about what people think or replays that awkward thing you said yesterday. In a flow state, the prefrontal cortex temporarily powers down. It goes quiet. This quieting is why your inner critic shuts up and your sense of self fades away. You stop second-guessing every move and just act. This allows other parts of your brain to take the lead, operating more efficiently and automatically. Imagine your brain is on autopilot. The conscious, deliberate thinking part takes a backseat. This frees up a huge amount of mental energy. Instead of analyzing every detail, your brain relies on learned skills and intuition. This is why flow often happens in activities you're already skilled at. Your brain can run the program without the CEO micromanaging. Think of it like driving a familiar route. You don't consciously think about every turn. You just drive. The same principle applies to flow. Your brain knows what to do and it does it, seamlessly and without hesitation. Functional MRI scans show this decreased activity in the prefrontal cortex during flow. Simultaneously, other brain regions become more active and connected. The parts of the brain responsible for skilled automatic actions are firing on all cylinders. This brain reorganization is the key to the effortless performance we see in flow. It's a state of high efficiency, where your brain is focused only on the task at hand. All irrelevant information is filtered out. Distractions don't even register. Your focus narrows like a laser beam. This intense concentration is another hallmark of the flow state. It's not just about the brain's structure. It's also about its chemistry. Let's talk about the neurochemical symphony that makes flow feel so good. When you enter a flow state, your brain releases a cocktail of powerful neurochemicals. These are the feel-good boosters that create the rewarding sensation of flow. First up is dopamine. This is the neurotransmitter of motivation and reward. Dopamine is released when we achieve a goal or make progress. In flow, the constant feedback loop of successfully meeting a challenge provides a steady stream of dopamine. This keeps you engaged and motivated to continue the activity. Next, we have norepinephrine, which is related to focus and alertness. It helps you tune out distractions and maintain intense concentration. Think of it as your brain's natural focus enhancer. Then there's anandamide. Its name comes from the Sanskrit word for bliss. Anandamide promotes feelings of happiness and well-being. It also helps with creative thinking and pattern recognition. It's the chemical that helps you make those lateral connections and have aha moments during flow. We also get a surge of endorphins. These are your body's natural painkillers. They create a sense of euphoria and can block out physical discomfort. This is why an athlete in flow might not feel an injury until after the game is over. Finally, there's serotonin. This neurotransmitter is involved in feelings of satisfaction and contentment. After a flow session, the release of serotonin leaves you with a calm, positive feeling. This powerful neurochemical cocktail is what makes flow so addictive and desirable. It's your brain's way of rewarding you for being fully engaged and pushing your limits. The combination of focus, effortless action, and rewarding brain chemistry is what defines the flow experience. So how can we access this amazing state more often? Let's get practical and talk about the triggers and conditions for flow. First, you need a clear goal. You have to know exactly what you're trying to achieve at every moment. For a rock climber, it's the next handhold. For a writer, it's the next sentence. These small, clear goals keep you focused and moving forward. Second, you need immediate feedback. You must be able to see the results of your actions right away. This feedback tells you if you're on the right track and allows you to adjust your approach in real time. A musician hears the note as they play it. A gamer sees their score increase. This instant feedback loop is crucial for maintaining engagement. The third and most important condition is the balance between challenge and skill. The task needs to be challenging enough to hold your attention, but not so difficult that it causes anxiety or frustration. It should stretch your abilities just a little bit. This is the flow channel. If the task is too easy, you'll get bored. If it's too hard, you'll get stressed. Finding that sweet spot is key. Another trigger is having complete concentration. You must eliminate all external and internal distractions. This means putting your phone away, closing unnecessary tabs, and finding a quiet space. It also means learning to quiet your own mind, pushing away intrusive thoughts. Mindfulness and meditation can be excellent practices for training your concentration muscle. The activity itself should also be intrinsically rewarding. You should be doing it for the love of it, not just for some external prize. When you're motivated by the process itself, you're much more likely to find flow. So, to recap the triggers: clear goals, immediate feedback, challenge skill balance, and complete concentration. By setting up your environment and your tasks with these principles in mind, you can dramatically increase your chances of entering a flow state. Now, how does flow fit into our hyper-distracted modern world? Let's talk about reclaiming your focus. Our world is practically designed to prevent flow. Constant notifications, social media feeds, and the pressure to multitask are all enemies of deep focus. We live in an attention economy, where companies are constantly vying for a piece of our mental real estate. This fragmentation of attention makes it incredibly difficult to achieve the sustained concentration required for flow. The result, we feel scattered, unproductive, and often unfulfilled. But it doesn't have to be this way. We can consciously choose to design our lives for more flow. This means being intentional about managing distractions. Schedule dedicated flow time in your calendar and treat it as a non-negotiable appointment. During this time, turn off all notifications. Let people know you're unavailable. Create a ritual to signal to your brain that it's time to focus. Maybe it's a cup of tea, a specific playlist, or a few deep breaths. Break down large projects into smaller tasks with clear goals. This makes it easier to get started and find that challenge-skill balance. Practice single tasking. The myth of multitasking has been thoroughly debunked. Our brains are not wired for it. Focus on one thing at a time and be patient with yourself. Cultivating flow is a skill, and like any skill, it takes practice. By intentionally creating the conditions for flow, you're not just being more productive, you're actively improving your well-being. Flow states are consistently linked to greater happiness, satisfaction, and a sense of meaning in life. It's an antidote to the apathy and anxiety that can come from a disconnected, distracted existence. Reclaiming your focus and engineering more flow into your life is one of the most powerful things you can do for your mind. You're taking back control of your attention and, in doing so, taking back control of your experience of life. So the next time you find yourself completely lost in a task with time flying by, recognize it for what it is, a beautiful state of flow. Cherish it, and then ask yourself, how can I create more of this in my life? The neuroscience is clear. Flow is not some mystical, unattainable state. It's a specific mode of brain function that we can all learn to access more regularly. It's about understanding the triggers and deliberately creating the right conditions. So go out there, find your flow channel, and unlock your own mental superpowers. Thank you so much for joining me on this deep dive into the brain. If you found this fascinating, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more adventures into the mind. See you next time.